up,
The heck is
everybody?
going
Hey,
on?
what's up?
Same old, same old. What's
Same old,
everybody up
same
to?
old. Not much.
I have the stream playing in another window. I'm like, why is the audio doubling?
Gotta hate that. Somebody always does it too.
Yeah,
You
because
get
I like to pop out the YouTube chat, and then I
that's
can have it on the other screen.
that's me. Over here, I've got the YouTube, and then right here in front of me. Normally, I have my camera up here where when I'm looking at YouTube, I'm looking at my camera. But I was playing with some stuff that ended up not working, so I probably need to put my camera back. But
Yeah. Anyways, what's everyone been up to this week?
you know, hating the crappy winter band conditions. Like it's either on or it's just horrible.
Yep.
Well, apparently Terry's having a good time because he said he worked a park in France. So
I worked the
DX
park in
Poda,
Norway.
awesome.
That
Yeah,
was the first time.
I don't.
France. I was gonna say France worked me yesterday, but I didn't work them.
You know what? I really haven't heard much DX Poda from the house. I mean, other than like the guys in the Dominican Republic, but I
Yeah,
mean
he
they're
always.
kind of a given. But it is what it is, I suppose. I did a new park this week, not at no new park, but you know, um, it was a new park for me, and I live streamed it on TikTok, and I hit 500 subscribers on that stream, so
Nice.
halfway
Nice.
to 1,000.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do a giveaway on Tuesday. I'm gonna give away a QRZ1.
Cool deal.
What the
Cool deal.
heck is this call sign? PD36EUDXF.
Uh,
I've been seeing a lot of weird call signs lately.
yeah, I don't know about that one. I know, like yesterday, the bands were just terrific, and then all of a sudden I go out on I still call it late shift, but it's
Oh.
I don't even know what it is. People are just like, thanks for the late new day, whatever we're in. But so I go out last night and literally because I got at the club meeting a lot earlier than I expected. I got out about 10 o'clock and I was like, cool, I'll get an activation in because normally I'm there till like 1. But I go out and I scrolled the whole entire band to 40, the whole band, and didn't hear a single voice. All I heard was crap. Did not no old man talking about macaroni and his colonoscopy, not no POTA, nothing. There was nothing on 40. So so I went to 60. Only got only got 5 contacts on 60, which is rare for me. I'm normally good for 30 to 40 quick ones there. And I ended up having to go to 80 to do the activation. So it's that wintertime blues crap.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
weird because my activation on what was it? Was it Thursday? Went really well.
Oh yeah, it did. It just started last night.
Oh, yeah, I haven't been able to get out this weekend. I've been too busy.
I could not get last night. I could not get one QSO on FT8 on 20
Oh,
meters. It was dead, dead. It was just completely dead. Don't ask me why. Today it's a lot better at this hour. So
Yeah, I've been
fingers
I've been
crossed.
I've been doing a lot of 20 meters, on my compromised antenna, as we call it, and I've been getting DX like Charlie Uniform 3 Hotel Yankee quite a bit,
Yeah,
and
since I set up that ham alert trigger. Ooh,
mhm.
James is on. Gotta go talk to the king. And I
so
get you every time. So and you've been coming back to me, which is very interesting.
so my 20 meter seems to be working just fine on my antenna.
seems to be getting out there. I had a funny thing happen to me. I was calling. I was hunting, and I called some. I can't remember his call sign. There was just too many, and I should have written it down. But he's like, Charlie Uniform 3 Hotel Yankee. Are you the guy from the live stream? I'm like, yes, sir. Oh, great to work you. I thought that was cool. I thought that was funny. You're the guy from the live stream? Yep.
It's always cool when somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, I seen you on YouTube. Your videos are awesome." I love that. It's
Yeah,
all
I get that a lot from doing TikTok. Like if I'm live, like people will try to hunt me live. Like,
it's
hey, I'm watching the stream, and I could hear it like doubling in the background too.
yeah. It's always a good time when people recognize who you are. I told PP Man today. He's like, dude, ever since you started calling me PP Man, he's like, you wouldn't believe how much my activations have and my contacts have increased. And people are starting to like literally hunt him on 1 watt because they're like, we hunted you
That's
on 1 watt
awesome.
because you're the PP Man. I told him I was going to
Like,
start a $50 Patreon fee called "I'll Make You Famous." Like, I'll give you guys a nickname and help y'all get activations more. Only $50 a month. Uh, Funny stuff.
One thing I did notice, because I did work a lot of SSB this weekend. What is up with the tuning?
It's it's
mm,
it's called
It's,
it's called the Lid Patrol.
but it's like every other every other activator, there's a guy tuning on top of them. Every other guy, and it can't be the same guy because he can't be in like 20 places at the same time. But it's just constant tuning on top of this poor guy trying to activate his park, and I can't hear him. Nobody can hear him because some lid is tuning on top of him, and it's insane. And it goes on forever and ever. I blew a gasket today. I'm like, Jesus Christ, stop tuning. And it's just crazy. These people, oh,
Yeah,
why? Why they feel the need to do this? There's
yeah.
there's like there's enough band for everybody out there.
I always just notch them out, but the problem is sometimes the hunters don't know to notch them out, and they still can't hear. So
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just crazy. It just oh it just my brain hurts whenever I see something like that, and it just gets me angry.
my favorite people are the people that you'll call as this frequency in use like 5 times, and then you'll start your activation, and they'll pop in there. Hey, this frequency's in use. I'm just waiting for Tom to get here in 15 minutes. Well, guess what?
it'd be like too bad.
It's
Yep.
not in use.
Yeah, and most of the time you'll be out of there in 15 minutes. But anyway,
Don't
uh,
listen. Don't get the haters started. Listen, I get so many people. I I don't know. Maybe I have AD. I must have ADHD because like when I'm on a rove, if I kid you not, if I'm on a rove, I call CQ at the beginning and then it starts. I don't want to call CQ again.
Is that Japan?
So at the end, if I say QRZ and nobody comes back, I say last call. And then if nobody comes back, I'm gone.
yeah.
And there's plenty of times that I'll do 3 and 4 minute activations, get 30 contacts, and I'm gone.
What the
Yeah.
heck? There's a POTA on right now. The Marianas Islands.
Really?
Yeah, it's on 15 meters. Alpha Hotel Zero Whiskey Alpha 7 Whiskey Juliet Romeo.
Say that one in a pile up.
Well, he's on FT8, but
I on 15 meters?
on 15 meters, I can hear
It doesn't
Japan
show
right
up.
now.
It doesn't show up for me. Oh, not on the POTA page. He's literally calling there. Let me bring up 15 meters then.
Yeah, I don't know. You might just be outside maximum usable, but
At this
you can
hour,
try.
50 meters is kind of complicated for me. Let's see if I can.
You know, people don't understand that too. Like I finally did get Hawaii, but I talked to that guy quite a bit, and he's like I'll ask him. I was like, "Are you activating today?" He's like, "Yeah." I'll be like, "What time?" I'll be like, "What time?" And he'll tell me. I'm like, "Oh well, I won't get you." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because you'll be on 20 or 17 or something, and it don't work for me at that hour." He's like, "Oh no, it's booming." I was like, "Yeah, for you in Hawaii, but
Yeah.
not for me in West Virginia."
Yeah. People need to learn how to read a muff map.
But the
Yeah.
the funny thing was, this is the really funny part. I finally got him, which he hunted me. He he took the time to hunt me in the middle of the day on 20 meters when I'm like, but you can't activate. But he hunted me like a week or so ago, so I knew I could hear him. I was like, all right, I know I can get this guy. But so last night he's on, and I really needed to leave the park and get going. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to try him. And for 25 minutes, literally 25 minutes, I said park to park. And he never once responded. Finally, I said, Kilo Echo.
Ah.
I said, Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November. He said, Kilo Echo 8 station. I was like, are you kidding me?
Never mind that Marianas yeah, Marianas Island is QRT for a couple hours. Yes, I did say muff, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will show you the muff right
Oh,
now.
well, never mind. We're on your yacht. We're on your
Here we
channel.
go.
I can't get demonetized now.
There's my muff. It's 23 megahertz. So
Oh,
yeah, like I was saying,
listen,
just
listen.
outside of 18. It looks like.
Well, Terry was on the mothership today when he hunted me. So on the mothership, I'm going to say the muff is a little different.
I'm here in Japan right now too. It's pretty cool.
I set up my radio so I can remote use the 40-meter antenna. So tonight, if 20 meters is crap, I can remote and swap the antenna into 40 because let me show you. Let me show you. Okay, here and then let me bring up. I got a new software that is called Win for Yesu, and I can I can switch the antennas, turn on the tuner or whatever, and it'll remotely on the radio. So yep. So hopefully I can remote and turn on the 40 meters.
Kyle is funny. I hear multicolored muffs are in style now. No one likes that monocolored muff. I like that multicolored one. It's easier to read.
Oh.
Argentina right off the bat. Awesome. But yeah, so I was saying this off. Zab grabbed some muff. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one, Terry. But yeah, I was saying this off stage, but I'll say it here. I found that I was having some issues with FT8 at the home, and it was the cable that was provided with the DigiRig, like the pigtail one, and I used some like $5 USB I got off of Amazon, and now it works fine. So I don't know, kind of weird.
Oh, I have an issue with FD8 anyway. It's boring.
You work what you have to. You mean you do what you have to get them POTA numbers up. Anything will work. It's like, yeah, so CW is boring. RTTY is boring.
Do you know what FT8 is used for? For when you need to eat and edit videos while doing park activations.
Dude, when propagation is in the shitter, you do FT8.
You know,
Because when you spend half an hour calling some guy and he doesn't come back to you, you go to FT8.
when 6 meters opens, I'd be interested in doing FT8 POTA activations on 6 meters. That'd be pretty cool.
I wish
But if
6
it's
meters
open,
would.
if 6 meters open, it's open for FT8, for SSB, for everything.
Well, like there could be like a slight opening, you know, where
Hmm.
it's like, you know, sideband might suck, but like you're getting out fine on SSB, like the way 10 meters has been kind of lately, where
Yeah.
like you're getting real far on 10 meters. Like I'm getting the Middle East, but I can't hear them worth a shit.
Yeah.
I don't have a directional antenna, so
I, ju- I
uh,
jumped. I jumped on 10 meters a day and called CQ for a little bit. I didn't hear nobody, but evidently there was a guy from Venezuela that spotted me at a 5'8" in Venezuela. But
I did POTA France on 10 meters today. Fox 4 Hotel Romeo Golf on 10 meters FT8. 10 meters SSB, sorry. So that was pretty good.
yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And I did a bunch of other stuff. I did what was this guy? Oscar Echo 1 Golf Oscar Alpha Stroke 3 on 15 meters. POTA. He was POTA. So I
Yeah,
did
so
some cool POTAs today.
Dan says he's tired from the time change, and the good news is this might be the last one ever.
So they say.
Hopefully.
I hope it goes back to the regular time before they decide that it's the last one ever. I don't want it left here.
Yeah, this
Why?
one sucks.
You you realize that as soon as this stream is over, I get to go out and do a part for tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine though.
I like the other time when the other time I was UTC, so now I'm an hour behind. So I'd rather be UTC.
See, like the thing is like this time of year right here makes it rough for the people who's doing the park a day because you really need to do your part for the next day, the day before on late shift because if something happens at work and you got to stay over just a little bit, you could end up messing up there.
Mm.
So I mean, I won't have that issue because I'll be doing one or two the night before and one before work, and I don't have that issue. But it gets tricky, Just well, I mean, for example, like when I did my train ride, that was a pain in the butt because I had to activate the night before for one day, and then because by the time I got off the train in DC, it was the next day technically. So
Speaking of DC, James,
I know.
club activations next week.
It's next week.
Yes. Well, this weekend I meant. This coming up weekend. Like 13th. The only reason I did it that weekend is A, it's Veterans Day weekend, so a lot of people have the weekend off. And B, the next weekend is, I think, the ARL sideband sweepstakes or whatever.
Which
So
what park y'all doing?
either LBJ, but it's looking like more people are leaning towards Anacostia Park. There is multipliers there, like depending on where you go. It goes up to a forfer.
Yeah, I kind of need some numbers for sure. I'm looking for a big November, and right now the band conditions are well like today. I wrote
I
down
mean,
here.
looking to do unique parks or
No, I'm looking for QSOs.
oh, um,
Like
I mean,
today,
shit. If you come down on the Saturday, we'll go to the Pfeiffer in Maryland.
so today I got 63, 54, 70, and then the last one was 29. But that was one to hurry right before I had to get here and get set up. So I just hurried with that one. So, I
Yeah.
mean, but none of those numbers are my numbers.
I mean, just think about it, James. If you go to the Pfeiffer with me, you get your average 250 contacts. That's gonna be you know, how many is that gonna be? That's gonna be like 1,500 QSOs to your log.
Right.
And then you go to a forfer on Sunday and do another 250, and
Well,
that's
my plan is to I'm going to build a robot James, and I'm going to put him on automatic mode and let him just call QSOs. Because if it works for some people, why not let it work for me?
there you go.
Robot James will be there 24/7.
Drop off Robot James at a McDonald's.
Yeah, that there's a multiplier right there. If you put a biggie size in one hand and the other microphone in the other, there's another multiplier.
He works off of Dr. Pepper as fuel.
Hmm.
Dan said he's gonna ask for your 6-character grid square for every one.
It wouldn't surprise me. People will ask me some of the weirdest, most outrageous questions. Like, you sit and listen to a pile up for 30 minutes, and you listen to me rattle off a call sign, rattle off the part number, and say QRZ, and then you just get up there and you be like, "So, do you like sausage or bacon better?"
I actually, and I'm not kidding about this. There is a McDonald's right next to a park near me.
Now, is the McDonald's in the park?
I mean, depending on how you read the POTA rules, yes.
You can
'Cause
do
it's
it from
like
the parking lot because
define.
it's a public place.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like, is the parking lot public property? Like, where's their property line ends? Who knows? Like, is the structure the property or is the parking lot? Because like the city maintains the parking lot, so it's
Hmm.
kind of up for debate there. But yeah, there is one McDonald's I know of that sits along a trail. It's kind of funny. I've been thinking about like just going there and be like, "Hey, look, I'm in a park."
Oh God.
Hey, you know what? Further up the street, there's like a bunch of bars 'cause it's by the University of Maryland, so you could just go sit in the bar and activate POTA.
There we go.
As long as you
Yeah,
do it outside.
yeah, sit in the patio seating area with a little QRP rig, and you throw a wire over atop the umbrella, and there you go.
I just say tune that umbrella.
I think you guys are trying to get my rant started, and I'm going to try to let it not happen tonight. So, like, I'll go ahead and tell you. Was it Monday morning? I think.
Make up some 5'9" ladies too.
I
That's
think it.
funny.
I think it was Monday morning on my way to work last week that I had to call multiple people to sort of talk me off the ledge because I was ready just to go live and just tell the world how I felt about a few things.
I
You know.
mean,
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
So,
I mean, the thing is, as long as you're not saying anything that's not true, you can't really get in trouble.
yeah, I know, but I mean, it's just
Because you
I
know
did.
what? Like, here's the thing. Like I didn't realize this, but with like the CQ SSB contest, like people that are in the top 5 have to record their entire contest. Like they have to record it either by audio or video from start to finish, and they have to submit it. And the way I see it is like probably the reason that is because people cheated in the past and they got
I
caught
mean,
out for it, and now they have to do it this way because a few people ruined it for everyone else.
Yep.
you know, technically it's not a contest, and they're no, nothing's ever going to happen to these people.
Not a
but
contest.
it's just
It's not a
simple.
contest, James. There's a
It's just
plaque though.
it's the
Not
simple.
not. He's talking about Poda.
I know.
It's the simple
Oh,
fact.
I was saying, like even with the Support Your Parks weekend, it's not a contest, but they have first place.
It's the simple fact that there are people that go out and spend
Oh no.
thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, but and bust their tail. They sleep 3 and 4 hours a night, just to get the numbers that people randomly turn in that ain't even possible on the mode that they're doing. It just it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely disheartening, and it's
It's
also disheartening.
infuriating.
Well, yeah, it's infuriating. It's also disheartening, I'd say, because it's like James said, like people actually go out there and work hard, and then
I'll be honest.
other
Like,
people kind of spit on that work.
if the thing is the people as hunters are the only one that can stop it, because you guys are the ones that are still you're there are hunters making QSOs. Some of the QSOs aren't even really happening, but the hunters that are actually making QSOs with these people that are cheating, you're enabling it. It's like saying you want your brother to be off crack, but taking him to the crack dealer. You know, you hunting them, you respotting them, you're just enabling them to cheat. So
Yeah, you know what the problem is though, is that uh with a lot of these cheaters, they don't use voice modes, which means that they don't really need hunters. They
I
just
I
like,
know, I
especially
know,
with FT8,
I know that
uh,
the one
all
the
they
one.
have to do is hit the people calling CQs, and wherever they are in the world, it counts as a contact, and then they just happen to put a park number in there.
Yeah, because literally you can go on FT8, you can click on any one of them that's calling CQ, and you can click log contact, and it's logged.
Now, technically, you can do that in voice too. Like you could just scan around the bands finding people calling CQ, but good luck finding people calling CQ on the band.
That's true, but here's the thing about that.
You just make up call signs.
I've experimented a lot with this mode here recently, just to see what you can do in certain amounts of time. And I'm telling you point blank that the person that I'm the most furious with is turning in way more that can physically be done. Have you ever had a perfect day on FT8 where there's no retries or nothing? Everybody
What?
just
It's not possible.
everybody just comes straight through,
No,
because
it's not possible.
this guy puts out better numbers than a perfect day.
Yeah, it's not possible. Even the best band conditions, yeah, that's not happening.
I mean, SSB. How many times do you have to ask the guy? Was that Delta Yankee or Bravo Yankee? Delta and Bravo always get confused with me. And another one that's weird, and maybe you guys can tell me it happens to you, so I don't feel so weird. But Sierra and Kilo, and they sound nothing alike. Do you guys ever get Sierra and Kilo confused?
I think, I get some letters confused like that. Yeah, I can't really think of any off the top of my head, but yeah, especially like the one thing I really struggle with is if I'm in a pileup and then like a DX station breaks through, it's like getting my head onto that accent, you know, like trying to understand the letters. And it's like, what? It's like, what did you say? It's like I really try though. Like I really try with them to get the call sign correct with the DX
and
station.
and,
Listen,
and then some guys will just Charlie United or Charlie Uniform. That throws off some people.
I had a guy today, and I guarantee you that he was talking like this, because it was the word like it. He was a 5'8" signal, but hit the last three of his call sign. Somebody even posted in Discord that he was eating his mic or something. Because I mean, it was just horrible trying to get the last three of his call sign.
Yeah.
So, on top of the people that
And
want
some
to.
people will definitely overdrive their radios, get that mic gain up to 1,000, and just like they can be a mile away from the microphone, but the overdrive is so bad that all you hear is Jesus crikey. It's insane. So yeah,
Then there's the stations that I have to absolutely work because every time they key up their mic, it just sounds like a big over top of everybody. And I'm like, I got to figure out one letter in this guy's call sign so I can work him.
get them out, get them out.
There you go, James. His mic was an endoscope tube.
Yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. Uh, it, maybe I'll just rant. Maybe I'll just rant on my stream this week. Maybe I'll do a whole POTA etiquette stream this week.
Yep, that's what my stream on Tuesday was gonna be. Was like what I want to change, what I would change about ham radio.
No, no,
Basic.
I'm not going to go into the whole cheater thing because that'll get me too fired up. But just to POTA,
No, not that. But yeah.
just a POTA etiquette thing. I
Well,
think.
let's start with no tuning on the frequency.
Yeah.
That one. And it's not the power, and it's just sometimes I feel that it can't be a tuner because all the radios tune at low power, and that guy, unless he was tuning an amp, and even if he's tuning an amp, he's not going to tune it like full power. Maybe he is, but it's just and it doesn't take a half an hour to tune a goddamn amp. I don't care how old and how many valves you have in it. It doesn't take you half an hour to tune an amp. For God's sake, don't get me started. It really
sounds a good way to blow out your finals. That's for sure.
Definitely.
I used to laugh at him too. I'm like, don't worry, guys. Pretty soon he's going to blow up his radio and we'll be done with him. I'd just say stuff like that, like.
So, some hunters were like, "Oh, don't even mention the tuner, or else you'll just keep at it." It's like, no, stop tuning, you idiot.
Yeah, I don't know. I just notch them out and keep going. Like, here's the thing: if I'm not in a hurry to like get to a stream or get to somewhere in a certain place, what these vids don't understand is, on a typical day with me, yeah, I might have 3 parks scheduled, but you come in and try to run me off, I'll sit there at that park all day long, and I'll get as long as I get my 12 contacts, I'm good. I'm having a load of fun just because I'm making you uncomfortable because I'm on your frequency.
Yep.
I don't care. Like literally, I've told people that before. I'm like, I would have probably been gone in 5 minutes, but because you're going to be like this, guess what? You're going to deal with me for hours, and I'll sit there and call CQ for hours. I don't care.
Yep.
POTA.
And it's really simple. Like I had a guy one day last week. He come over and he said, normally we do a net on the frequency one up from you in about 15 minutes. If that's going to be a problem, we can try to move. I was like, wow, I've never heard a net guy say that. I'm like, no, it's no problem. You come over here and ask me. I will gladly move for you. I was like, what's your call sign? And he gave me his call sign. I said, all right, I'm putting you in the log. He said, well, you're 5'9", buddy. I really appreciate you. And Terry, which is in the chat, hung around there. And he said, those guys were just talking so nice about me because I moved. And I have no problem moving for somebody who comes over and asks me politely. Now, yes, if it's CQ Worldwide Weekend and you want a frequency, I'm sorry. If I found one, I'm staying there. But on a normal day, I will move for somebody to ask me nicely every time. But if you demand or say it's your frequency and or we talk here every day this for the last 80 years, and you know what? In the last 80 years, they also came out with phones Won't you pick up?
Yeah.
Won't you pick up one of them? Nobody's on them. We don't have party lines no more. I'm sure that's what you're used to. That's like I got so mad yesterday. PP man called me and was venting. You know, he was running 1 watt, and some guy came down and he's like, "We're one up from you, and you're splattering all over us." And I went out. I went out and I was like, I hope these guys are still there because I want to tell him, I was like, you know, that guy was running 1 watt. What are you running that he's interfering with you? A potato and a spoon? People crack me up.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't had too many issues with people tuning up on frequencies on me lately. Yeah, I know. She popped in. I told her, I asked her if she was gonna come say hello. She's like, I don't know. She's like upstairs relaxing with the cats. So
Pat's trying to talk me into coming and taking over my bedroom again.
I told her that at dinner. She's okay with it.
Oh.
I just gotta work on it down here. Probably smells like resin.
Oh. Is your internet good enough for two computers to stream on one night?
Yeah. I mean, heck, I can like clear up my little fire pit I have in the backyard. We could do it there.
Do a legit campfire.
Yeah. Or we could like go in Rock Creek Park and like just be a bunch of hobos and light a fire because they're not going to tell us to put it out anyways.
I mean, there's probably already tents there.
No, they're actually good about keeping tents out of there.
If not, we can just run down by the train station and get some.
They got rid of all those.
Did they really?
Yeah, they kicked all those guys out. So now they're living under a bridge under 695.
Okay. I came out of that place and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, they got rid of those guys. That's
Like-
parkland.
Like,
That's actually a park.
This looks like a refugee camp.
Yeah, that's I think it's might be part of National Capital Parks East, if I'm not mistaken.
Like
I mean,
right
you wouldn't want to.
Like right outside the train station?
Yeah. Yeah, that's part of National Capital Parks. I think. That or it's Rock Creek Park. I don't remember. But yeah, that little plaza, what's it called? Columbus Circle. That's it. Columbus Circle is a national park.
Wow. That's crazy.
All the circles in DC are owned by the Park Service. So they're all POTA parks. But you wouldn't want to activate any of them because it'd be terrible. The RF noise is just too much. I mean, you could, but yeah. Well, the type of people that hang out there around there too, you probably don't want to.
Yeah, I've heard that about certain places, and they're like, you don't ever want to activate there. I was like, look, if I'm in an area and it's a new park, I'm probably gonna activate it.
Yeah, I know, but it's like with these ones, you have an option not to. Like you can activate the park somewhere else, and it's like, just go somewhere else.
It's a little different in DC because DC's the one place that I won't bring my gun.
Hey, they changed the permit requirements. It's actually a lot easier than it used to be, believe it or not.
Do they do? Do they?
No reciprocity though.
Yeah, then it's still ain't gonna help me.
But like you put in an application, I don't know if I don't know. I just know like you have to have like a handgun course or some shit. And I know you probably already have that, so they just give it to you. Like you can get it from out of state, but yeah, then like once you do get it, you basically can't bring it anywhere because like you know half the whole city is federal land. Well, you can't bring it there. You can't bring it into schools. You can't bring it into. You can't bring it on the metro. Um, you can't bring it. Where else can't you bring it? Like all stores have final say, which like that's kind of being challenged right now. Um, whether or not a store can tell you you can or can't have it. Um, yeah, yeah. The laws in DC changed a lot recently with regard to that. In fact, it's crazy. It's easier. It would be easier for me to get a permit right now, and well, until like a couple of weeks ago, it was easier for me to get a permit in DC than it was in Maryland because Maryland still had the May issue law.
I'm from West Virginia. I'll just pack my pitchfork everywhere.
Just bring your banjo.
This
Yeah.
microphone is a deadly weapon.
I got, I got,
Swing.
I got an assault pitchfork. Okay.
It's tactical. It's got a scope on it. It's got a laser.
Oh, fun stuff.
Red
fun
dot.
Stuff.
A red dot on a pitchfork.
For those close quarter zombie attacks.
So did we have a subject tonight, or are we just ranting as always?
I had my subjects and I've gone through them. I don't want to
Okay.
get into the park to park.
The
I had
park?
it down, but I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
Because I see a lot of people that do park to park, and that's all they do. All they do is they go to a park and they hunt other parks. And I think we've had this rant before, and I just, what if I need that park? And they're just there for the park to parks because you can have the biggest pileup in the world. As soon as you hear park to park, you stop everything. So the best way to cut through a pileup at any park is go to a park and do park to park. So that's my whole take on it. It's like it's not fair for the people who want that park because but that's my 2 cents on the matter, and I had it written down to talk about it, and it's just there. I think I've said this before. You could be able to do park to park. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You certainly can, but you should be required to also like you you have to do your 10 QSOs and then the rest can be P2P. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't activate that way. I do. I like to get my hunters. I like giving the hunters awards. It's fun, but I don't mind them stopping the pileup for park to parks because if I'm out activating and let's say I need that park, I don't have time to wait for the pileup because I've got to get my activation done and move to my next one. So, but I don't. I know what you're saying. There's what gets me is when they go to the park and do all park to parks. There's no spot for them. So, like if there was a little question on the number of their park, you can't
Yeah.
go find it because it's not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what is it for? I guess you're not. Well, I guess not really required in SOTA to call CQ. I know you have to make 4 contacts, but uh, yeah. I mean, I would say like you know do at least an activation's worth of QSOs calling CQ, which you'll get in 10 minutes generally, depending on what band you are. But you'll get in 10 minutes, and then then go hunt. Go hunt to your heart's content.
Give
Because
somebody a chance to work the park that
yeah,
you're on. You know,
unless it's
because
like James and Big Ugly
1810,
or something, 1810. And it's like,
it's been
yeah,
done to death.
well, if you wanted to go to a park and just hunt people, no one would blame you.
But that's just my 2 cents on the
Yeah.
matter. It's like,
If if you still need 1810 in your log, you really don't pay attention to FODA at all.
Or you live on like Kazakhstan and they can't hear you.
Yeah.
but that's just my 2 cents on P2P. I mean, I have nothing against it, but and going back to a lot of operators will, going back to my rant from months ago, they'll stop for P2P, they'll stop for QRP, but then they forget DX. And whenever I can cut in, and usually I can, thank God. Then they'll go, any other DX stations? And then 3 or 4 will come in, because they've been hollering for an hour, and I can hear some of them. And so, I mean, that's just the way it is. And you're trying to hunt them, and then 5 P2Ps in a row, and it gets me irked. You know,
But
but I understand that it's an award. It's not the most important award in the world, but I can understand the where they're coming from, because it's an instant pileup stop. As soon as somebody says park the park, everything stops. And then they'll go at it. I understand that. That's fine. But yeah, stop also for QRPs and stop for DX. For the love of God.
so Kilo 1810 is in Logan County, West Virginia, in Grid Square EM97. I hope that answers your question.
It's
It
in the
would be it,
boondocks.
it would be much more suited in the middle of my pileup, Toby.
It's in the boondocks. That's where it is.
It is also the most activated state, or the most activated park in the state of West Virginia.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to think what the most activated park in DC would be.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
Uh, you know what? I'm going to get me a Mick Activator shirt. I just now thought about that. I'm going to get me a Mick
just
Activator shirt.
make sure it has like a creepy looking white van on it with like an antenna sticking out, and it's just sitting in front of like a McDonald's sign. There's your shirt, and then it just like has like a little air bubble that says CQ Poda.
CQ Poda and the grid.
FM
CQ
18.
Poda, Mac.
Oh Lord, funny stuff. Yeah, I think that'll be a good shirt to wear to Dayton. The Mick Activator.
Free candy.
You know, it should say free QSOs.
Free kids.
free pre-logged QSOs.
Yep.
Oh God.
Or you could make it like an RV towing a white van. See where I went there?
Yeah. With a robot driving the RV.
Oh yeah, there you go.
With about 14 antennas up on it.
I'd say it's 2 robots, one for each band or something like that.
Well, okay. Here's the thing, and I'm not going to mention this person or nothing, but because this person does use like 7 antennas when he's set up, and somebody asked me, said, "What do you think they're using multiple bands on FT8 to do PODA, and that's how they're getting their contacts?" And I said, "No." He said, "Well, why not? Because he don't have to be spotted on all the bands." I was like, "That's correct, but anybody who does FT8 and does POTA knows this. If you're spotted on one band and you go somewhere else on FT8,
They're
Ribbon
gonna
picks you
spot
up.
you.
So if you're on multiple bands, it's going to keep jig jagging those calls, and that don't happen. So no, he uses one at a time.
Yeah, because I was considering running an FT8 station along with a sideband station, and I was like, man, there's no way to make it so RBN doesn't pick me up and kick my spot off of sideband.
Dude, I even went QRT the other day.
You can do that with 2 different calls,
And
club call and your own.
Yeah,
I guess I could do like a slash call too, maybe.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
that's
go ahead, James.
But that's the thing; he's not running slash calls.
Yeah.
But I even went QRT the other day because once you go QRT, it's not supposed to respot you at that park again. And I went to do some CW. I went to do some CW because some people wanted to get me on CW, and it spotted me on CW.
For the same park.
Yeah.
After the QRT. Yeah. Makes sense.
I was like,
oh yeah. Yep. That's why I've always been scared to do CW. Yeah. I'm afraid
because of RBN. Yeah.
Yeah, because especially in DC, I don't want that pile up.
Well, here's the thing. If it came, I'm just going to turn off my radio. It's not like voice. Voice, I can hear their voice calling me, and I'm like,
screens.
oh, I got to get them. But when I hear dits and dahs that I don't understand anyway, because like literally,
for you, James, it's gonna be like beep. It's just gonna zero tone the whole time. You're just gonna hear beep. You'd have to run a split frequency if you did CW.
Yeah.
I suck at it. I'll tell you. Like, and
you probably have to sked.
Where I've had that sinus infection, I think I've ended up getting an inner ear infection or something because my equilibrium's been off lately, and I noticed the dexterity in my fingers was not working well today, and I did a couple of CW contacts with Blake and Ryan, and they're like, we didn't think that was you. Said you're normally way better than that. I'm like, yeah, I told y'all. I was like, I'll try, but I was struggling with CW today for sure.
Yeah, I need to get back in the practice in CW so I can continue learning it. But there's only so many hours in the day.
I know this so well. Like, there's so much more stuff that I would love to do, but I don't have time. I sleep 3 and 4 hours a night as it is.
Yeah, I can't do that.
So
can't do that anymore.
You know what? Hey guys, you want to hear a funny story? I was looking for a bag to carry all my portable antennas, the ham sticks and the ham sticks, and I also have the Hustler and all that other crap. I was looking for a bag where I could easily put it in the back of my van, and they'd be sort of protected. And I found a bag, fits every antenna I own and then some. A ski bag, yeah. I got one on Amazon. I put them all in there. I even put my my spider beam, my 12 meter spider beam. Was that like 30 foot, 40 foot, whatever, 30 foot, whatever, 34 foot, whatever. I put it in there. I put all my poles in there, everything, and there's still room for more. Even if I go traveling, I can just pack that thing up with clothes to try and, because it's so big, it's huge. So there's a tip. That's an idea.
Yeah, Jason, Hamrio 2.0, that's how he was moving around his, I want to say Buddy Hex. He got like one of those old, like hard shell ski cases.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that one. So I guess he had the idea first. Sorry, didn't mean to steal your idea.
No, you're not stealing an idea.
I just got one of those canvas. They're not canvas. They're nylon bags.
Yeah, it's just it's common sense, honestly. But like he got like the hard shell one.
Yeah, that's even better.
Like take it apart. Yeah, it's like even if the airline throws it around and abuses it, like they're probably not going to break it.
Yeah, true. I'm thinking of getting like a PVC pipe, a really big one, and maybe just cutting a slot on it, but leaving like middle and stuff, and maybe putting in the bag, and then slide the antennas into the plastic tube. That should definitely help, so it doesn't. Even if they throw it around, it'll have a hard shell inside the bag. So
Yeah,
that's an idea.
gotta
That's
worry about
totally an
weight
idea.
at that point. But yeah,
Well, true. But usually you could you get away saying it's sports? Because I know some airlines you don't get extra for sports equipment, like camera gear and sports equipment doesn't count towards your. But
I mean, yeah, you could probably swing it. You know, you'd be like, "Oh, it's sports equipment." If they ask you what, just say sports equipment. None of your business. You know, it's not a bomb if that's what you're asking.
there's a lot of wires. Don't worry about it.
I got into it with a woman in DC, like because my big blue bag it had my coax cable in it, and she's like, "What's in this?" I'm like, "Cable." She's like, "You're not allowed electronics in carry on." I was like, "It's not electronics." She said, "Yes, it
It's
is." I said, "No, it's not."
it's passive.
And she's like, "It has to be electronics, just cable." I was like, "That's like saying you're not allowed to bring a toothbrush, but somebody brought toothpaste. It's not the same thing." And anyway, she calls her supervisor over, and he's like, "Put it in the train." I'm like, "It came up on the train with me."
Oh,
I'm
they
like,
did this on the train. I thought you were saying like flying. I'm like, what the heck,
"Yeah, no, this was a
dude?
train. This
I've
was
never gotten.
only in DC though. Like all the other stations gave me no problems with my stuff."
See, you need to. Yeah, I usually get picked up like a station away from DC, so I don't go through any sort of security or nothing. I just walk on the train. It was
Well,
kind of scary in a way, but
well,
yeah.
well. I had carry on, and then I had my other luggage. Because remember, I was gone for a month.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it was the luggage that they were putting in the back. It wasn't my carry on was full of electronics.
All
Obvi-
right.
Obviously, it had all my radio equipment.
Like Toby was saying, call it emergency response equipment.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go, Toby. Because then I'm part of comms, emergency comms, and this is
I'm a
my.
licensed amateur radio operator. I'm an emergency preparedness communicator. Be like one of those guys with the bumper sticker. I think your mic went out, Mike.
A lot of people will like. Are there batteries in your bag? No, no, no batteries.
They didn't even ask me that stuff. For
Hmm.
my carry on, they could care less. They knew I had electronics. I pulled my laptop out and was using it.
All right, guys. Well, we should wrap it up here because it is approaching the top of the hour. So, Mike, what do you have going on? I know you live stream. Are you going to keep live streaming? You there, Mike? Oh, something's up with his audio. So I guess we'll go bump to you, James.
Oh, me? I will be
Yeah.
back out. I will be back out in the park right after this stream. Other than that, I did drop my October stats video right before this stream. So if you didn't head over to it, go over and check the stats
If you
video
guys can
out.
hear me, I can't hear you.
We can hear you now.
Yeah,
But
I'll
we can
be
hear you.
right back.
I'll be streaming this
Okay.
I'll be streaming this Wednesday. More than likely, it's going to be about POTA etiquette. And other than that, I don't know. I'm currently looking up possibility of DC.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, the bedroom's free, so um, you know, yeah. I think that bumps me up in the Patreon, right? Because if you had to go to a hotel, I mean, think about it. It'd be like $200 a night. So I'm just kidding. But no, so yeah, this coming up weekend we have the W3 HAC POTA activation for November. Probably at Anacostia Park. There's a lot of space there, so that's like a big advantage there. It's like you could put up whatever the heck antenna you want there, and they won't care. So that is a popular stomping ground for a certain person that you do that you like, James. So I don't know, maybe you'll finally meet him. But yeah, no, we're doing the W3 HAC Poto activation this Sunday and Tuesday. I'm doing a giveaway on my channel, the
Listen,
channel you're watching now, of a TX of a not TX 500, a QRZ one. I'm not giving away TX 500.
so
I don't have that kind of money.
so just so
But
you know, if I come to DC, I'll actually be in Poda Park, so I have no problem. I don't think I'll run into nobody.
okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, all right, well, and Mike, I tried asking you before, but I guess you couldn't hear us.
No.
What do you have going on? I know you just did a live stream, so if you guys aren't subscribed to him, go subscribe.
Yeah, I was just trying out the live stream. Might do a couple of more of those, but if you don't have people in it, the engagement is kind of goes out the window. I like the engagement. But yeah, I might try a couple of live streams doing some live POTA hunting. That could be interesting.
All right, yeah. Well, Red Summit is on right now. He's doing some Morse code. So people who don't know CW, go check out his channel. He's really good with like teaching that stuff. So I wish I had a link. I didn't make a playlist tonight. I know I made another YouTube sin, but it's all right. We'll get it next week. All right. Well, 7-3 everybody, and have a good one.
7-3, everybody.
73.
Hey, let me do the little outro if it'll let me. Here we go.